Understanding Samsara via the virtual reality game. Imagine a person entering a highly immersive VR game, where they assume the role of an avatar, a character with a specific identity, skills, and possessions. The game is so realistic that the player begins to forget their real-world identity and becomes deeply engrossed in the virtual world. This mirrors the human experience in the material world, samsara, as described in Hindu Vedas. Ahamkara, identifying oneself with the avatar. In the game, when the player enters the VR game, they assume the identity of their avatar, say, a warrior named Arjun. They think, I am Arjun, the strongest fighter in this world. They fully identify with the avatar's attributes, its strength, appearance, and role in the game. In the Vedas, this is Ahamkara at work. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, the Atman, our true self, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks itself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. Similarly, in life, Ahamkara makes us identify with our body, mind, and roles. Example, I am a doctor, I am successful, rather than our true self, Atman, which is eternal and beyond these temporary identities. In the game, the player's identification with Arjun leads to attachment. They strive to level up Arjun's skills, win battles, and gain status, believing these achievements define their worth. Likewise, Ahamkara fosters attachment to worldly identities, causing us to chase success, recognition, or physical attributes, mistaking them for our true essence. Mamkara, claiming ownership in the game. In the game, as the player progresses, they collect virtual items like a powerful sword, a castle, or in-game currency, and think, this is my sword, my castle. They become possessive, guarding their virtual wealth and feeling pride or distress over gaining or losing it. In the Vedas, this reflects Mamkara, the sense of minus. The Isha Upanishad, verse 1, reminds us, all this whatever exists in this changing universe should be covered by the Lord. Do not covet, for whose is wealth? In life, Mamkara makes us cling to possessions, relationships, or achievements as mine, creating emotional bonds to impermanent things. In the VR game, the player's possessiveness leads to attachment to their virtual assets. They may feel joy when acquiring a rare item or anger when losing it. Similarly, Mamkara in life causes attachment to material objects, relationships, or status, fueling karma, desires, and suffering when these are threatened or lost, as described in the Bhagavad Gita. The cycle of attachment in the game. In the game, the player's identification with Arjun, Ahamkara, and attachment to their virtual possessions, Mamkara, trap them in the game's cycle. They chase new missions, compete with others, and fear losing their status or items. The more they immerse themselves in the game, the more they forget their real-world identity, becoming emotionally invested in the virtual world's highs and lows. In the Vedas, this mirrors the cycle of samsara, where Ahamkara and Mamkara bind the soul to the material world. The Katha Upanishad warns that those who pursue external pleasures remain trapped in the cycle of birth and death. The player's attachment to the game's rewards parallels how we cling to worldly pleasures, perpetuating karma and suffering. Transcending Ahamkara and Mamkara, exiting the game. In the game, to break free from attachment, the player must realize they are not Arjun and that the virtual possessions are not truly theirs. By stepping back, they remember their real-world identity and see the game for what it is, a temporary, illusory experience. They might still play, but with detachment, enjoying the game without being consumed by it. In the Vedas, similarly, scriptures like the Chandogya Upanishad teach that the true self, Atman, is distinct from the ego and its possessions. The Bhagavad Gita advises practicing vairagya, detachment, and self-realization to transcend Ahamkara and Mamkara. Through Atma Vichara, self-inquiry, or bhakti, devotion, one realizes they are not the body or mind, but the eternal self, free from the illusions of I and mine. Just as the player might pause the game, reflect, and remove the VR headset, one can overcome attachment through 1. Self-inquiry, asking, "Who am I?" to distinguish the true self from the ego, as taught in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. 2. Detachment, letting go of possessiveness, as advised in the Yoga Sutras, where non-attachment is defined as freedom from craving for worldly objects. 3. Meditation, focusing the mind to see the impermanence of the game or material world, as described in the Bhagavad Gita. 4. Surrender, offering all actions and possessions to the divine, as Krishna instructs in the Bhagavad Gita, dissolving the sense of I and mine. Ahamkara makes us identify with our avatar, the body-mind complex, and Mamkara makes us cling to virtual possessions, material objects, and relationships. These create attachment, trapping us in the cycle of desire and suffering, much like a player engrossed in a game. Hindu scriptures teach that by realizing our true self beyond the ego and its possessions, we can exit the game or play it with detachment, attaining moksha, liberation. Just as a player can enjoy the game without forgetting their real identity, one can live in the world without being bound by Ahamkara and Mamkara. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And for more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thank you.